Alrighty folks, it's Sunday evening. What is it, the 29th? Tomorrow's the last day of September. It's almost 8 o'clock, 10 minutes of, right? 10 minutes of 8, so I can keep an eye and not go over 15 minutes. So, that's all the scales of D major. So I'm going to show you, because I mentioned in my write-up on one of the videos I just did on the E minor pentatonic, we'll do this as part 3 or 4 or whatever it is, because I think I did the G major on the last one. All E minor pentatonic. And building on it, so I showed the G major side of the E minor pentatonic in part 3, where you've got E minor pentatonic, and then I did the G major side of it, which you start with a G note and play this E minor pentatonic, but start with the G note and go to the G. Anywhere you can, you know, find everywhere it is, like I taught and say in all my videos, find each little thing everywhere it is. So this one's going to be the fact that an E minor pentatonic can show up in other keys. Your basic minor pentatonic from any key can be used in several different keys because you only got the outward notes. I call them the skeleton kind of notes. Well, an E natural minor scale, which is from pure G major, would be... So this note exists in it, that one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. But those notes also show up in D major. If I go... So E Dorian flavor, which comes from D major, also has the same 5 notes. Many keys, your pentatonics can be used in several different keys, each one of them. You're going to have multiple things that, you know what I mean, are there besides just that E minor pentatonic and the G major. So this case, I was just sitting before I put the camera on, just playing, and just whatever, you know. But then all of a sudden I started going, just not thinking, not, you know, no big deal. And of course there's a gazillion variations you can do with that, but the basic is just like an E minor, 7. Your 7 note in E major is a D note, so, and then you got an A7, and it turns out that all them notes and both them chords show up in D major always, you know. Then the A. Just a note you start with and end on in D major. So there you go. Here's a lesson on one other place that an E minor pentatonic will work. I'm sure there's others if I sit and think about it. If we played C major, that might even be in that. The C won't be in the E minor pentatonic, the note itself, but let's see, C, D, E, so there's an E in C major, and there's an F, okay, so there's no F in the E minor pentatonic, but there's a G, so there's an E, there's a G, there's an A, and there's a B. They're all in there. An E, a G, so even in the key of C, you can use it if you use it right, you know, a C. So you can play that over that C chord. So see, there's many places an E minor pentatonic can show up. But we'll just do this for today. Just taking these two couple chords. I didn't give it any thought, but you know, they'll work. And again, all my lessons are about no cover stuff. I could play any cover song like all of you could. All we got to do is go to YouTube and Google it, YouTube it in guitar lesson, Tears in Heaven. Or I did that back when I was doing gigs out there. I did an acoustic set mixed in with my electric set. And I created a medley and I used all that stuff, Tears in Heaven, the intro to Angie by the Rolling Stones, and I forgot what all the other ones were, Boston's More Than a Feeling, and I did this long thing of just playing acoustically, finger picking from one to the next. So I had to learn those. I wanted to learn those, at least part of them, so they'd be recognizable to the pub, and immediately the place was packed. And they loved it, you know, and then I went on to play into my own backing tracks. So anyways, back to this. So you can play all the full scales of D major or the E minor pentatonic. Just E minor pentatonic. Do that all day long. You know? Just the two chords. The way I look at it is, why would somebody be running off trying to do this massive chord progression thing and everything if you can't, you know, you want to get really good at playing the one chord or two chords and creating and moving all over the fretboard with your, in this case, E minor pentatonic or the full scale notes of D major for those two chords. And then add other chords. Otherwise, you know what I mean? It's just to practice getting tight and practice hearing and playing and trying out all the blocks and all the possibilities. You start putting in the whole D major scale. You can mix in the pentatonic with the part of the scale. Like if I started here with it, or I started with the B, say, and came up that like that, and then back to this for the A. F sharp note and bend it up a little. That's also from D major. And stay right there for the A. And maybe make it more interesting, go up to the higher E just with them two chords. Even that note will work on this, because that A7 has got an open G in it, and you're bending this F sharp note to a G note. So that'll work on either chord. that note harmonizes killer with the A7, as does the G. Well, not harmonizes with it, but it puts the same tension. So that's your E Dorian, which is the second scale position of D major right here. If you do them same notes, but don't start with this one, start here. What? What am I doing? But if you stay it. So learn your scales. Pick a key and master that key at least just with your diatonic. That's just your simple do, re, mi, because music gets so deeper and all that, beyond that. But that would be tremendous for your creativity. So, part 4 with the E minor pentatonic. And you could land on the E all the time when it goes to that A, because that's a perfect harmony to that A. It's just it. You know? So you learn with that. Just find out, you stay in that, but there you go. So your E minor pentatonic over these two chords. I think this is like an E minor 7. I don't know what all the chords are named, even though they're very simple. This is like an A7. But there's so much, my mind goes into other places because there's a bunch of other things that can be done there too. But this is trying to keep that, milk that E minor pentatonic. So it's not just, I put the G major side of the E minor pentatonic as a video yesterday. I started with just the E minor pentatonic and a couple basic things you can do to create phrasing. These kind of things, you know, doing different patterns. That kind of thing, you know, and doing them on all the strings, you know, not just the high 2 strings. I don't do that kind of thing, you know, and then go down to these, you know. Which one? Kind of thing, and then down to the you run out of room when you get down to them. You gotta go. Man, this is what happened. Alright, so alright, 15 minutes, time's up. Sorry, I was getting brain farted anyways. Alright, see if we kept it under 15.